Let's talk about Our Lady of Lourdes. In 1858, in the quiet town of Lourdes, France, a 14-year-old girl named Bernadette began experiencing a series of extraordinary visions of the Blessed Virgin Mary, who appeared to her in a grotto, clothed in white with a blue sash, radiating an otherworldly light, and speaking words that were gentle yet urgent, calling for prayer, penance, and conversion. And during these apparitions, Mary revealed her deep maternal care for humanity, joining Bernadette and, through her, the entire church to the merciful love of her Son, Jesus Christ. Theologically, Lourdes illuminates the Church's understanding of Mary as the Mother of God and mediatrix of all grace, whose intercession draws the faithful toward Christ, whose immaculate conception, solemnly proclaimed by Pope Pius XI just 4 years before, reflected in her purity and her holiness, showing that God chooses the humble, the lowly, and the innocent as instruments of his divine will. This emphasizes that holiness and closeness to God are not measured by status, wealth, or even education, but by openness to grace and fidelity to prayer. Throughout the 18 apparitions, Mary instructed Bernadette to pray for sinners. She also instructed her to build a chapel on the site and to drink from and wash in the miraculous spring, which soon became renowned for healing both physically and spiritually. Lourdes thus became known not merely as a historical event, but a living theology of God's mercy, teaching that divine love and healing come often through ordinary means, through simple obedience and humbleness, and especially trust, as Bernadette's faithfulness and courage enabled her to be a vessel for God's work, reminding the faithful that the call to holiness is universal and that God often works in and through lives of the seemingly insignificant in order to accomplish extraordinary spiritual good. Moreover, the apparitions highlight the Christocentric nature of Marian devotion. Mary never directs attention to herself, but instead always points toward the Son, drawing the faithfulness into deeper union with Christ, inviting them to conversion, penance, prayer, and participation in the sacrament. And she demonstrates that her maternal intercession is inseparable from the mystery of the Incarnation and the Paschal mystery. The water of Lourdes, the prayers offered at the grotto, and the countless pilgrimages that continue to this day serve as tangible reminders that the spiritual and physical dimensions of faith are intimately connected. It shows that divine mercy is accessible and active, and that healing both of body and of soul comes from God alone through Christ, with Mary as guide and intercessor. Theologically and spiritually, Lourdes calls every believer to a life of prayer, humility, and trust. It invites them to confront sin, to seek conversion, and to embrace God's mercy with confidence, while also modeling the virtues of obedience, humility, and unwavering faith. This shows that even the youngest, simplest, or most ordinary people can become instruments of God.